Amen, amen. How we feel this day, church? How we feel this morning? Somebody say blessed. We are blessed. Somebody say healed. We are healed. Somebody say deliverance. We are delivered. Somebody say made whole. We are made whole. Somebody say I'm stronger than I was on yesterday. I'm moving up the King's Highway. I won't let nothing this morning get in my way. My mind is made up. I'm on my way up. You won't get in the way. See, when your mind is made up, that's the biggest majority of the journey. Determined to say, I'm going to make it. We give a supreme honor to I am that I am, to his son, the Christ, Black Jesus, and the gift and the power of the Holy Spirit. Give honor to Lord King Meshach, priest of the Most High God. Give honor to the universal King Peter. 365 degrees. Blessed is that name. Give honor to his wife, the King Queen Capadon, to the Queen Priscilla, to the Queen Sheetamite, to the Imperial Mother Ambassador Rebecca, and to my Candace Queen, to our Candace Queen, or the Candace Rachel this morning, and to you God's people, God's chosen, God anointed, God appointed. Amen. We thank God just for today. And we thank God for just another chance to come and share. Church, I'm still determined to share. And I won't let nothing get in the way of getting this word out. This word got to go forward. We have a message that is uniquely designed for a particular people. For a certain man or woman that is in need of an answer to the eternal question, what is it all for? You know, if we could just make sense of life. Somebody trying to make sense of life. Or they just want life to make sense. And if we can find the answer that you and I can live by. You know, once you find the answer, can you live by it? Can you walk by it? Can you talk in it? Can you demonstrate that you know what you should do? See, when you know that you know what to do. And I'm not going to hold you this day. I say that I want to be able to bring forth an ideal a principle that you and I can be inspired, even as I speak and pray for revelation in my meditation. I want you all to know that I'm being taught just the same. You say, but you're saying it, so how can you teach yourself? We have to teach each other and also teach ourselves. That's right. Amen. We're the first student of our own divine truth, right? When the truth is revealed, guess what? You got to be a student and a caretaker of the word that's been revealed in your spirit. That's right. And then see, can you live up to what the word says? Amen. It's not what I say, it's what I do. Because we can say many things, but what do you do? Amen. You got to go by what you demonstrate. Amen. This is a demonstrator. So I thank God for this Coptic journey. Amen. So you'll find me this day, and my message is you'll find in the 10th chapter of Matthew, and I want to say my message is Inquire who is worthy. inquire who in it, it says, is worthy. But I want the temple to say, inquire. That's not everybody. Inquire. Who is worthy. You know, this is one of our founding scriptures. The 10th chapter of Matthew. But as I was thinking on this morning and had a conversation this morning, and as I was looking for, you know, the Spirit to guide me, I don't write my messages out. I don't study for the first of the week and come into service to share with you. Now, there's something wrong with that. You must study to show yourself approved. But I like the fact that when you hear it, you're getting it straight from the press, straight from Revelation. Not that you couldn't get it from Revelation after studying, and it won't be from the press. But I like to have a free range because I don't know what's in the atmosphere, right? Well, I don't know what the people are in need of. See, when I'm speaking, I'm in the heaven-born mood and I'm feeling you, right? And as you feel me, I feel you, and we make it through this journey. And so this is how we want to talk about finding or inquiring who's worthy. It is the scriptures version of the Messiah coming unto his disciples or speaking to his disciples and telling them that when you go into a city, and if that city that you are there to heal, teach, and reveal the message to the people, and somehow or another, where you're there to give of yourself, give the best that you have to bring someone to truth, to understanding, to enlighten, to raise their conscience, to show them or demonstrate, and somehow or another, in all that you do, in all that you give, the very people that you are sent to go and help, or you desire to help, if they don't receive. Now, we missed this instruction though. Now we can read, you can go back, we know the familiar scripture, but what stood out in the verse this morning was the 11th verse, the 10th chapter in the 11th verse. And it says, and into what's over, yeah, right. And into whatsoever the city or town ye shall enter. Inquire who in it is worthy. Now that was a game changer. It said, inquire who is worthy. And then lets me know if you have to inquire who is worthy, then there are those who are not worthy. And you say, well, who is the word of God for? Who is truth for? Isn't everybody worthy to hear truth? Yes, but everybody may not want to receive truth when truth comes. So it says, inquire who is worthy. And it says, and there abide till ye go this. So you got to then, once they are discovered, and once you realize who are the worthy people to hear, it said, then wait for them. Come unto them, or they will come to you, and then you will give them what is needed. But then it said this, and when ye come into the house, salute it. In other words, give respect to it, give honor to it. I got to help me. I'm working with this light here. And it says, and if the house be worthy, That's why I say we got to realize sometimes we get on this mission and we feel good about what we've come into. I was talking with someone this morning, and when people come into this revelation knowledge, it just do something to them, Well, and now that your eyes is open, and we can see clear now. We desire for everyone to get it, but as I told you for many years, when your light come on, their light may still be dim. It's not off, it's just dim. They may not get it when you get it. I often say you can be sitting next to someone, and they can be being elevated while you still at the same level. So it is a beautiful thing if we all could experience it at the same time. Well, the Pentecost is a communal or community experience. The baptism is a community experience. But even in that, we all are dressed on one accord. We all are going through the procession. We all are there witnessing the same thing, but everybody's not getting the same experience. Even in the midst of a holy good time. So it says worthy. How do you determine who's worthy? Do you base it on their outward appearance? God forbid, no. Do you base it on what they're saying because they sound like they're worthy? No. You know, when the person is worthy, basically they want it. That's what it means. That's all it means. Those who want it, those who desire it, those who seek it, those who's willing to toil with it, those who want to labor with it, those are them who are worthy. Because you can offer it to somebody. That's why Jesus said, don't cast your pearls to the swine. Because you can want something for somebody who don't want it for themselves. You know, the most difficult thing is to try to get somebody to see something in them that they don't want to see themselves. A difficult thing is try to get somebody to realize they're blessed and they don't even want to accept that they're blessed. You know, I talked on Friday about the renewed mind, and renewing the mind is just changing your thinking. But what happens when the thinking apparatus is hard to do? What happens when someone says, I can't see what you see? I can't understand what you're telling me to understand. I can't move in the way that you're trying to move me to. He said, when you come unto the house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, if the house, let the temple say, if the house, be worthy. Now let's say it like this as further. If I be worthy. Yeah. We have to be worthy of these blessings. In other words, we have to put ourselves in the way to obtain it. We have to desire it. We have to want it. Remind me of a story that I spoke before. There was a man who had a bookstore. And this man wanted to leave his great collection of all the books. He traveled around the world and had great volumes of literature, science, and philosophy, all sorts of religious books. And people would come from miles around and were intrigued with his collection. And so he was getting old and realized he needed to pass it on. And so he asked himself the question, you know, who can I leave such a valuable and a wealth of information to? How can I really know who is worthy to inherit such a blessing? You know, we can have inheritance all day. But when you leave it to them, and Solomon tell you, if they're not wise, they're what? Lose it. They spoil it. They're disregarded. And so the man took a book, not one of his best books, but just a book, kind of been weather beaten, kind of torn and been read a lot, put it in the floor of his establishment, went to the window and put help or looking for hire. And people will come in and people will walk in and inquire about the job. And he said, well, I'll take your information, I'll get back with you. And this went on for a while, and everybody came in, just walked in, more so concerned about the hire. But then there was one came in, and as he was walking in, he observed a book on the floor. He picked the book up and handed it to the man, and he said, Oh, thank you, young man. He said, why did you pick the book up? He said, a book should not be on the ground. He said, but it's weather. He said, it doesn't matter. He said, it's not the texture of the book, it's the value that's in the book. And so that let that man know that the man had the thing he was looking for. Who will respect what you have to give? Who will see the work in what you're giving? Sometimes you can give your best and people don't see the respect in it. Some people won't appreciate the effort that you make. You can help somebody, and this is where life gets frustrated when we say God has sent me unto a people. We say we are stiff-necked people, and peculiar people are hard. But go anyhow, and then you get there and you feel like, oh, and I thank God I've never said this, and I pray that I've never uttered these words, but I hear it often. All that I've done, what is it for? I don't want to utter that words, because then it makes you feel like you gave your best and it's not appreciated. Oh, yes, there are disappointments, even for myself. Yeah, there are things, but I would never say it's not what is it all for? It was all for what I was called to do, which is do what I was told to do. Then God does the rest. He never told me, or that, or I won't say he, I won't say the I am. We got to move out of he, she is the I am. Did not tell me what the end results would be. It just said go. So we go, right? We go, but we try to find who's worthy. This is why when we say, when you come and walk with us, you're saying you're worthy of a blessing. When you say you want to come sup with us, you're worthy of a blessing. When you say you want to come talk with us, you say you're worthy of the blessing. He said, and if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. Let the peace come upon it. We got to teach this like never before. We got to reteach this thing in the 10th chapter. I know we run through it sometimes, but think about it. If they don't, if they're worthy, let peace come upon them. But if they be not worthy, let your peace return to you. Translated, don't worry about it. Don't get angry. Don't get frustrated. If you came in peace, you know you got to keep your peace of mind. Oh, I'm almost done. You got to keep your peace of mind. When you're trying to help somebody, don't let them kill you in the process of trying to save them. All right, please. You know, I tell you all the time, when a person is drowning, any lifeguard will tell you, a skilled swimmer can go save somebody, but if the person panic, can drown a skilled swimmer. So what they say, knock them out. Knock them unconscious if necessary. If they can't calm down, try to knock them unconscious. Now, I don't know how you knock somebody unconscious while they're panicking. Maybe they have a technique they know. But the only way you can get them in, they gotta what? Calm down. You gotta do what? Calm down. In other words, if I'm rescuing you, calm down. If I'm trying to save you, calm down. I swam out here. I've already took the risk to get to you. And now I got the ability to get you back. But if you keep panicking, if you keep going off, we both gonna drown. In other words, people will drown your spirit. Drown your mind with their problems, their burden, they calling you every time you turn around. And you want to save it, you want to make it work. You want to prove that your God is God. You want to prove that your God can fix it. You want to be the best representative of I am that I am could ever ask for. You want to be there in every dog fight. You want to be there in every rat race. You want to be there in every situation. But even trying to be there, don't you know people will drown you? So you gotta let your peace come back. Peace be still. You gotta get into your own peace. All right, I came into that city. They don't want to hear. You may say, well, just press your way. Just come to the class school of wisdom. They're ready to drown. I said, come to Coptic Nation Temple, hear the priest. They're ready to drown. Come hear the queen, they're ready to drown. But then let your peace come, because you've done your part. See, one thing I realized in life, let me bless you with this. We got to get out of this Messiah-like figure, image in our mind. First of all, they say the Messiah came to save the whole world, right? But even when the Messiah was here, according to this book, the man they called the Messiah, he couldn't save everybody when he was here. So I got out of trying to save the whole world. I really freed myself. Now, only I'm trying to save the one or two people who will listen. Because I can't save them because they got to save themselves. Oh, y'all missed that. I can't save them. They got to save themselves. They got to want to be saved. And then we're going to close it out. And whoever shall not receive you, nor hear you, or nor hear your words, when ye depart out of their house, and that says, shake it off, shake the dust off. The dust is the burdens. The dust is the disappointment. The dust is the frustration. The dust is why couldn't I do it? The dust is what could I have said? The dust is why they didn't see it the way I see it. The dust is, can I do it different the next time? You could have showed them a perfect example. The Messiah shows you that. This is the Messiah's instruction. Because one thing the Messiah knows, the master teacher knows, that you can go give them your best and they still not going to receive it. Now, why does that exist? Take it up with the God of the universe. God of the universe. And so it's not for me to play judge, jury, or executioner. But I do my part. You do your part. And then those who receive it, and them who don't. So today, God's people, in this message that I want to reveal today, if they be worthy. Don't waste no time on people who are not worthy. I had a young man, someone in the family asked me to come do community service. And I had to create something for them to do. It was offered 30 days in jail or 30 hours of community service. That was the option. So the grandmother asked me, could they do it? And I said, yes, I would help them. I got people in place. I had notified the secretary, said I need a letter put together. I'm going to have this young person do this on behalf of his community service. The young man came to the facility where I was at. I told the young man what to do. He had the spirit of not wanting to do it already, right? But I'm used to this, right? So I'm doing this to help the mother, hopefully help him. But he doesn't see the value of the help. He does not see the effort that the grandmother is making. So I told him to sweep it. He barely wanted to do it. So I let him, okay, we're gonna get through this. So then he went outside the facility. I didn't say nothing at first. Came back in, then time went on, he went back out again. But I noticed he stayed long. There is a store next door, so I perceived in my mind he was going to the store. But I noticed he didn't come right back. So I went outside and said, he was standing in front of the facility where it's right next to the store, leaning against the building. I said, well, you get community service. You're supposed to be on the inside and you can't be out here. He said, well, I don't want to be in there because, I got claustrophobia. I said, claustrophobia? As big as this place is, what do you mean you got claustrophobia? He said, well, I just don't want to really be in there. I said, well, no, you have to be in here. Either you come in here and sit down or, you can't be outside. So he made an excuse why he couldn't be. And I said right then, without no doubt, I called his grandma and said, come get him. And so some of the other men that was in the facility went outside and gave him the motivate the black man speech. You need to do this. And he trying to help. It doesn't matter. The key was if he couldn't recognize. They did not tell me this was a therapy session and I was going to sit down and have to build this ego and build this spirit up. No, they told me he needed community service. That's all I agreed to. And if he could not realize that doing community service is a lesser sentence than doing 30 days, so okay, it didn't stop there. I'm closing. So they went out there and they did the brotherly love speech. They came back first and said, "There's something wrong with him. Something wrong with him." He started showing pictures on his phone about how he done did this and how he done knocked somebody out. He got real ignorant with it out there. So he came, they told him to go in there and apologize. He didn't come back and apologize. So his grandmother came up there. She was just telling me how frustrated. I get it, I'm listening. I said, okay, but I'm not signing no paper. He out of here. And so she tried to explain to him. She said, he's more concerned about going to a party than doing what he had to do. He said, then when I talked to him again, I talked to him one more time, he said he feel like he's working for free. I said, first of all, son, you ain't working for free. This is what you got to do to get to what you got to deal with. I said, this is part of your, but I didn't argue. I didn't get bent out of shape. I didn't go into the scriptures. I didn't try to get no revelation. Because if you're not wise, if he's not wise enough to see, he about to catch a good blessing. That's why I say in the abundance of water, what the fool be thirsty. So all right. And I did. The mother called back and said, could you put that? I said, I'm done. I can't. Because he's not going to get it. See, he needs the hard lesson. The easy way out wasn't good enough for him. So all in the point I'm saying, there are going to be times where you want to do the best for people, but you have to allow them to take that journey. Because just like you have a choice to do what is right, they have a choice to do what is wrong. And you have to learn to live with people's choices. God bless you and heaven smile upon you.